What's good? Welcome back to another episode of the Highlight Reel. As you see, I have a special episode. This is the biggest episode I've done ever. But today I got to get some friends together because we're going to be talking about, love, relationships, all those things around Valentine's Day. And we're going to see where this conversation goes. I don't know where it's going to go. Yes, I'm like the moderator, but here we go. So everybody go ahead and introduce yourself. We're going to go this way.
Starting with me.
Yeah.
It's your boy Serge. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, go ahead.
My name Kayla, and I'm the host of Back to Reality podcast.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Kimmy, also known as Kimmy Baby.
I'm Tori. Follow me on Instagram at only1Tori. Watch my poetry. I talk about love all the time.
Facts.
My name is Khalil, aka Just Cuz. I'm a spoken word artist, executive director of The Sparrow's Fortune, host of Poetry Unplugged. If y'all seeing this on Valentine's Day, come pull up on February 15th.
This will definitely air after Valentine's Day.
Oh, well, never mind. Just cut that. Editor, cut that.
We still gonna talk about it though. You good? Yeah, you good. You good.
Yeah, that's it. That's what's important right now.
All right, cool. So I want to first off say thank y'all for being guests today. I think that this is going to be a very interesting episode. Khalil has a very important phone call. Oh, okay, cool. You good? Cool. So yeah, today we are going to be talking a lot about love, relationships, and as I was saying earlier, if y'all have questions, feel free to ask because this is not an interview. This is a conversation between all of us. So first off, I want to ask if anybody is in a relationship.
Me.
Okay. Is that it? Going once? Wow. Going twice, sold. Okay, so it's only one person in a relationship. That is gonna be interesting.
Do we
All
call
right.
it situationships or is it just relationships?
So you're in a situationship. You know what?
She's in a
I'm not even here to
situationship.
blast your info. I'm not even here to
I
blast your
just got
stuff.
out of a situationship. It ended badly.
Oh man.
Yikes.
Dang. So why does everybody feel like they're not in a relationship?
You start.
All right. Personally, me, man, I'm kind of scared for real right now. I mean, a lot be going on for real.
Okay.
And I feel like sometimes I can't give my all to a relationship. And then sometimes I feel like I can give my all, but I feel like I'm not getting what I want back. So it's just kind of fearful right now.
Okay.
I think social media has played a lot of different roles in how people even view relationships nowadays. So it's like when you go into dating, you have people that want to act like Future and like, do shit like that. And it's like people don't want to date. They want to be like scared and protecting their heart too much. So then they end up just like hurting other people.
Yeah.
And like trying to like listen to their friends or do like, they don't move like out of their true self, I feel like nowadays.
And that's why you're not in a relationship.
And that's why I'm not. Oh, okay.
So you're saying other people don't move like that?
Yeah.
Do you also move like that?
I feel like I move like my true self, but like sometimes I could let a little bit of like social media come into it because you'll see like, damn, how come I can't get flowers every
Social
week?
media.
Shit like that. So I'll be thinking like, because I know what I want in a relationship.
Yeah.
So I'm not in a relationship because it's like I have my standards and I know what I have to offer.
Yeah.
So it's like to like get that, it's like I'm
Interesting.
not gonna be
What
in a
you have
relationship.
to offer. Cool. All right, Tori.
I'm not opposed to a relationship. At first, me not being in one wasn't very intentional because I had just got out of a relationship 2 years ago. But as the 2 years have passed, it's just more so, I guess, God's time. And I just haven't had like that genuine connection where it went there. I see relationships as partnerships. So until somebody come into my life and I feel like I can see life with them, then I'll be in a relationship.
Okay, Khalil.
Similar to what Tori said, a lot of it is God's timing. As a person who operates in a lot of different facets, I think it's important for me to know who can sit next to me as I do that, and also being intentional about my capacity, about the time that I have, about the amount of energy or effort I can actually give versus saying, oh, we can do this, we could do that, and then me canceling. Because right now, my mission and my purpose is more important than a lot of things. And I don't want to put somebody specifically, I don't want to put a woman in a place where I'm neglecting her or putting her in a place where I'm putting my business over her. But that's what's necessary right now.
Interesting.
So that's the main thing for real.
Interesting.
Outside of that, God's timing is similar to what Tori was talking about when it comes to partnership. When you, as a man, when you got a vision, you got to protect that vision. And it's a lot of people who who not equipped for that, and you got to have the discernment to be able to do that. And so, as it stands right now, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer my question as well. But I'm also touch on that. I think I do have my goals and my passions that I want to make sure I accomplish and I get out. But I go back and forth between, do I want to go ahead and knock that stuff out on my own and then have someone come along and at the, not the finish line, but after I've kind of done what I want, or do I want to have somebody that's there with me as I accomplish these things, right? Yeah. But in my last episode, I kind of touched on this because it's kind of hard for me to go back and forth between feeling like I have to accomplish these things before I'm worthy of that. Thanks. But also, do I want to put somebody through that while I'm accomplishing that?
So, can I ask Kayla a question?
I was about to say,
go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Kayla.
So I talked about this with touring.
So, us single people who are all young in their 20s, all pursuing their passions, careers, and you're in a relationship in your 20s. So how do you balance it all?
Okay, so like you said, I personally believe, like, if you're trying to get to a certain point, men and women got to separate because we are each other's distraction. Mm-hmm. So I have a podcast. I built my foundation of my podcast when I was single. Like, my boyfriend is my first boyfriend ever. So I was single. I was still having fun, but I was like, okay, I'm about to do this podcast, or okay, I'm about to, like, I was doing events and all of that, and I was single. If you want to lay up, we can do that after. But but now with my boyfriend, it's like, no, I can't be like that. And my biggest fear, because I be watching Being Mary Jane. Okay. I don't want to put my goals and everything before my relationship.
Even though that's not your husband?
Oh, you see, that's what. But how can he be my husband if I keep putting everything before him?
Ooh, I do want to.
Has he proved that he's worth that sacrifice? That's the big question.
Baby, I'm 23. I'm really not thinking about marriage.
But has he proved that he's worth the sacrifice of you having to?
Oh, yeah.
Your
okay. I thought you was talking about with marriage.
Because I feel like if a man proves it, then that's a whole different conversation.
So, like I said, we can be distractions from each other, but you can also be a good distraction. I knew my boyfriend was going to be my boyfriend when he asked me what I wanted to, like, what did I want out of life? And I was like, yeah, I want a podcast. I want this. He like, no, like, you want to travel? You want kids? You want this? You want that.
My first question is, how old were y'all when y'all started dating?
We knew, like, a year.
Okay. Y'all been dating for a year, but how long have y'all known each other?
Probably a couple of months. I had met him outside the club.
Oh, so y'all knew each other for a couple of months, and y'all have been dating for a year since. Yeah,
we had met in August, and then we met in August, and then we got together officially in November. So November 11th.
Do y'all do a good job at dating after a couple of months and knowing somebody? I'm terrible at that.
Well,
I'm not finna slide and try to talk to you.
How long? I mean, with me, I was I was ready for a relationship, so I told him, like, what we doing?
Okay, you pressed it. So you kind of pressed it. So I'm trying to go back and forth. No, I'm trying to figure out, to answer your question, what is too long and what's too short. Because some people say when you know, and y'all gonna make it happen. But other times I'm thinking, okay, I've rushed these before, trying to talk to somebody for 3 months. And then 2 months into our relationship, that's it. Mm-hmm. So
I think it's subjective, and I think it depends. Because cons and pros.
Because some men will drag you through the mud.
Okay, let's not do that.
Y'all know when y'all want to be with somebody, and if a girl be like, okay, we ain't got to, y'all gonna keep
and then sometimes you get in a relationship kind of quick. Y'all talk for 2 months, and then 6 months into the relationship, you be like,
it's hell.
Ooh, child. Yeah. You hit that rough patch, and that, like, bliss is over with, and it's like, okay, you either, when you get to that rough patch, you say you talk to somebody for 2 months and it's great and y'all like, this is what I want, because y'all both ready for a relationship, but then y'all get to that like 6 month patch of your relationship and it get rough and it's like, okay, I knew I wanted a relationship and I took the chance on you, but like at this point we going through this rough patch, and is you still worth that chance? Like, is it worth the headaches, the arguments, the disagreements? Like,
right, but then
no.
Sometimes but the other interesting part to me is, let's say you're experiencing those things before you even are a couple.
So why
are you happy that but listen, but then I'm thinking, you're actually getting to know this person and you're experiencing these things before you get into a relationship. So you actually have more information. I know how you get when you're pissed off. I know how you get when you're angry and all those different things. So now I can figure out
if
if I
it's
actually want to
healthy
deal.
conflict, then it's fine. If it's not like games, if it's not like manipulation, if it's not toxic, then if it's healthy conflict, like we have a miscommunication or we find out a real difference that we have and we like, okay, let's sit down and figure this out. That's fine. Healthy conflict can build a lot of intimacy. It can make us closer. But if you blowing my phone up at 3 a.m. or you calling me on my name or you and we
That's kind of crazy.
Saying you hate me and I'm this and I'm
saying that
that.
from women.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah, I don't do that.
I take my words to heart because like I'm a real Martin Luther King believer. Happy Black History Month, y'all. So like my words, man, that tongue is powerful, man. For me, like my word is my bond. So I would never try to like assassinate somebody's character or say anything too aggressive especially towards a female. Yeah. So I wouldn't, I would respect that same energy if I get it back.
Cammy, did you have a thought on that?
Well, I had a thought on what Khalil said earlier when it's like, if you're going through something, should you wait to be in a relationship or like get out of a relationship? Because that's what I'm thinking right now. Because it's like I just got out of a relationship, and it was like we're both going through hard stuff. So then sometimes you could like project on your partner and like, and then it could ruin something that could be good if you weren't in this situation. So then you have to take a step back and be like, okay, like this is too much right now. I have too much on my plate, like, and it's interfering with our relationship. So then you have to step back and see like, okay, if this is really a good relationship, then we could be able to like take that step back and keep building like with the distance, or we gonna have to like not go through this together.
And I was just experiencing something in that similar vein because I think it's important that you realize like that come with knowing yourself in a lot of ways. Like being able to go and experience a relationship, a dating relationship, right? And being 2-3 months in and you realize like, dang, it's a lot of stuff that even on the personal, emotional tip, it's a lot of things from previous relationships that I haven't unpacked yet, or a lot of things within my personal life right now that's going on, and being able to communicate that with your person and saying, yeah, bro, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now. It helped build so much understanding and a lot of trust because now like we might not be dating, but we have an understanding that, yeah, it's still possible, but let me work on this. And also being mindful and being on the other side of that when she might have come to me like, yeah, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and I might not be able to facilitate emotional connection in the best way right now. Really? That type of stuff is important for real. Yeah. From both of us.
Okay,
From both of us for real.
The main reason why I asked you is because I know you can get deep. So when I hear that you can't connect, it's interesting when you hear that from people that you would think are actually really good at doing it.
But I think, so this is a good segue. So I'm working on this piece right now where I'm kind of explaining, because I'll be transparent, like I've dated a lot of people, a lot of women over these last 5 years for real. But it's all been continuous. So it's like, boom, we break up, or we stop talking, boom, next day, next week, I'm talking to somebody else. And I think that you could become clogged up for real from people. And
I
feel like you moved on so fast. Was it like a protection mechanism to not have to deal with what happened?
Yeah, and these are things that like I work through. It gets
protection mechanisms are real.
But look though, it's like being aware that. So I did take a break. So I think like in 2021, like I just stopped dating for like a year and some change. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm cool on everybody. I need to chill. And so that helped a lot. But then it's like right back in the swing of things. It's like, oh. And I think for me, it was somewhat of a naivety. It's like, oh, well, we just hanging out. We just having, she cool people. Yeah. And then 3-4 times
she falling in love with you.
She falling in love. And it's like, shorty, it's not
so let me kind of stop you right there real quick, because some of the stuff that you said made me think about a lot of different things. So you kind of said that you dated a bunch of people. And I think, was that hard for you to say? Because I know for some people, they feel weird when they say that.
I think it's not hard when you know it's the truth. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Because
I feel like y'all make it hard to say it. Like
y'all? Men?
Yeah.
To
men make it hard for women to say, like, yeah, I've dated people. Like,
yes,
we had a life before.
Yeah, like, this was your first everything.
Dating with fucking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all be
I think it depends on who you is.
So all right, this kind of leads me to a question. Do y'all think that Hoe Phase is necessary?
Yes.
No.
He's a man. And
listen.
Absolutely.
Yes, it builds character.
It doesn't have to be a Hoe Phase is whatever you make it. Like I think the term Hoe Phase has a lot of negative connotation behind it. So let's make it positive real quick. Let's say a dating phase. Like it's a phase. When I got out of my last relationship, 2.5 years ago. I told myself I did not want to get in a relationship because I feel like I had to figure out who I was and what I wanted. And that includes two things. Isolation is power in that. It's power in sitting by yourself and doing some real work.
That's right.
But it's also power in going on 5 dates and saying, this man made me laugh. This man bought me this man did that. And I'm like, I want all that in one man.
All right, so okay. Wait.
I feel like that's not like a hoe phase. I feel like that's like a dating phase. I feel like
that's dating.
that's where it's growing.
People call it a hoe phase.
I would say that that's part of it.
Yeah.
So y'all say yes.
I had a podcast and it was called The Hoe Phase, and I had the girl on here. She said,
You had a podcast called The Hoe Phase?
The podcast was called The Hoe Phase?
yeah, the episode was called The Hoe Phase. Sorry. But the
I
guest
said, that's an eye catcher.
No. The guest that I had on there, she said at the end of the day, a nigga's gonna call you a hoe. Like, you and your friends can sit here and y'all could be scrolling through your phone. Hey, this girl cute. I was texting her. All y'all did was text. 3 of y'all could have texted her. All y'all did was
and
text.
niggas gonna bring you up for
I
nothing.
think it depends on the caliber of the dude or the friend group.
Hold on, stop.
Because you're not finna, if you know, you're not finna just call any woman a hoe though. Like, you're not gonna do that.
Y'all be mad.
Hold on, wait. Can I say this real quick? I feel like there's power in dating and there's power in that phase of where you experience multiple people. And I think for women, we don't get to that point until later in life when we stop caring about what men think, because it's a double standard. Men are raised differently. Men are raised to be the aggressor. They're raised to go after what they want. And if that's 4 women in one day, that's okay. But when a young girl does it, her parents tell her, be modest, close your legs, do this, do that. So when we realize what dating looks like for us, and that we do have power in our body and in our
be
mind.
like 40 realizing that.
Women do get ridiculed.
I had to realize it early.
I wouldn't want to be 40, and I'm like,
I feel like,
and for men though, I would say for us though, we get trained in that way, but also we get sexualized early too. In that way, like
that's very true.
So after you finish your thought, I do want to hear what Serge had to say.
Because
me and him, you said no. You said that no, like you don't have to have a whole phase.
You don't.
I also say no.
You say no.
But y'all, I was actually surprised at how many yeses y'all
Well, think
said.
about people that like get in relationships right in high school. Like, let's say you have your high school sweetheart. Then they end up, you grow and then you grow apart. Or they end up having their whole phase late in life after they're already married. Then they have their secretary. It happens. Like you haven't seen no movies.
And a phase isn't that long. Like a girl can do one thing and then she realized like I don't want to do that no more. But that was still a whole phase.
I just think you need to know yourself before you get in a serious relationship.
But you still know, like when you say
that's
phase,
not a phase.
No, but when you say phase,
but phases is subjective. It's subjective though.
Yeah,
a phase could be a month. A phase could be 3 years.
Is a phase a day?
You could have a whole day. You could have a whole day.
You said one time. That's not a phase.
Somebody said, I went the whole phase.
Hold on. A 3-year whole phase is ridiculous.
3 years.
So
I don't believe y'all never had a whole phase. Like,
stop there. Serge, go ahead.
So I feel like a whole phase and a dating phase is like 2 completely different things. Like, I feel like a whole phase is just like you just out here just fuck it. But I feel like dating, that's perfectly fine. That's not being a hoe. Like, there's nothing wrong with going on 4 dates in a day. I mean, I feel like that's draining. I mean, I know as a man I couldn't do that. My pockets would be dry. But like as a female, like why not get lunch with or brunch with one dude and then get dinner with another dude and then get a snack? Yeah, you feel me? Like that's perfectly fine. Like, hey, we all know the game, we all play it. But like a whole phase is, you know what a whole phase is. Like dating is not a whole phase, in my opinion.
Serge, I'm gonna ask you, and you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask you: do you feel like you had that phase? Do you feel like you've had that? Now, if you don't want to answer, I'm not here to, I promise you, I'm not here to blow up your spot or nothing like that. If you want to answer, you can.
Hold on, like a whole phase, like
however you define it.
Nah.
You can say you plead the fifth. If you want to say that. If you want to say that, you can say that.
Plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth, but I have it.
I'm gonna try and be as transparent as possible as I can. I feel like, I hate to say it, I feel like I did. And it happened in college. Because before college, I was not sexually active. Before college, I was not sexually active. And then this is also, it's going to build to another question I had for y'all. But I think a part of the reason why I maybe had that phase or went through that experience is because I probably didn't know myself as well.
That plays a big role.
You felt you got to know yourself afterwards? Did you feel like that was something you didn't want?
I feel like there were probably insecurities, certain things I was vulnerable about to myself, but I wasn't trying to talk about, or maybe I didn't get to really flesh out with other people. Because let's say I had this experience with somebody, then I didn't like them, but I already had this experience with them. Because I've heard so many times, you know, you have sex with somebody and then it doesn't work out. That wears on me. I know that personally
that
wears on me.
Mental, yeah.
But I think if I knew myself, I don't think I would have had to go through that stuff.
But do you think that phase was a necessary phase for you to be the man you are
I don't
today?
think that was necessary, no. I don't think
you could have
I
found
had
it
to
through other
do that
avenues
for me to be this person or for me to get to where I need to go. I had to do that. No,
That's a good point though, because I
Do
think
you regret it?
Yeah,
do you wish
Do I regret it?
do you wish you could wipe those women off your slate?
Okay, that's a great question.
Did they fall off
I
your
feel
body
like-
count in 2024?
So
oh,
Women do it all the
answer.
time. So
the thing with that is
Sir, be careful.
because I didn't really know myself, and these might have been people that didn't really know themselves as well.
facts.
But we both end up getting hurt from it. So do I wish I hurt those people?
No.
No. And I also hurt myself. So I wish I didn't have to go through that, but I did. And I think a part of that is because I did not know who I was. It's not like I just know who I am now.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I was more diligent in trying to figure that out, I think that I would have saved myself a lot of time, a lot of hurt. Because usually, this is the other part. It's not like I was just doing that to do it. I would think, I like this person.
Yeah.
And I'm attracted to him, very much sexually, of course. Something goes down. Then we are also learning more about each other. Now I realize I don't like you as much when I really should have gone through this other
Post-nut
deeper
clarity.
emotional level first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's why I'm saying when you're going through like emotional things with somebody before all that and it's not working out, that don't feel good to me. That actually saps me in my energy, but you are getting information that way compared to I had sex with you, and that's a lot of information.
Yeah.
And
After
now I don't
hearing
like
your
you.
points of view, I would say a dating phase is necessary. I guess because of
That's
the
part
negative
of dating for
connotation.
some people, though.
But that's subjective. A dating phase is necessary, whatever that looks like to you. A whole phase, I don't think it's important to transfer your energy sexually to multiple
Yeah,
people.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity, baby. Listen.
Yeah.
You find all that in one.
Hey.
You don't need 10 of them.
Amen.
Dons and ons.
So I would say, but literally for my women, I'm speaking to the people. If you want to date, okay, just go. Get you some food, have a conversation, learn more about yourself, learn about them, learn what you want. I just think it's so many women that don't do that enough, that don't put themselves out there, that don't have experiences. It's a beautiful thing to say, I've dated, I've been there, I've done that, and I know what I want. And it's power in that. For a woman.
Big on have a conversation, because it's like sometimes like everybody you meet, and I feel like this is another thing, and that's the reason why people get the whole phase and dating mixed up. Everybody you meet does not have to be your boyfriend or girlfriend. Like you can simply just have a conversation, kick it with somebody. If it leads to A, if it leads to B, but if it don't lead to a relationship, it don't have to like be it don't have to be B.
See, I agree with that. I
And
want to say something real quick.
Yeah,
I
go
agree
ahead.
with that, but I think we take it personal. Like I like you, thought you liked me. Now I
That's
realize
ego.
you don't.
And now I'm trying
Okay,
to
that's
that pride.
Go ahead.
In that same token, so I'm gonna hit on everything I was just talking about. In that same token, I get what you're saying when it comes to developing yourself, and the people you choose to date go hand in hand. So like having people like mentors in my life, like I had a really good conversation back in 2022 with a mentor of mine. We sat on the phone like probably an hour and a half. And so this man, he's been married for like the last 15, 16 years. And I was telling him about this dating experience I just went through. And he just really sat me down and talked me through like, nah, you could do this better. You could do that better. And this is maybe 2 weeks into the dating experience. So having that guidance, okay, I don't got to have sex with her. Okay, we don't got to do all that. I don't got to be with all these other women either. So I think having that guidance and mentorship, and in that same way though, the access to mentorship, real leadership, real mentorship, especially like as us as men, it's not a lot of men who could come, hey, little homie, let's do this differently. And so a lot of us opt for dating and having sex as a way to groom ourselves or learn ourselves. Because that was my thought process at first until I met other people. And so with that though, I agree with what Tori was talking about when it comes to, I think because we're social beings, I won't learn nothing if I'm only within myself. So having those dating experiences definitely did groom me to be better. It showed me, oh, this is something I actually like. This is something I don't like. These are the type of people who I'm attracted to. Why am I attracted to these people? You know what I mean? And I'm really big on like family intervention and childhood trauma and trauma resilience. So being able to be mindful of the things that you went through within your childhood home, those are things that play a big role in the people you choose. That plays a big role in the people who choose you. Yeah. Like
this man's Khalil is cooking, bro.
None of that goes away just because you leave the home. And so when we talk about the people we're interested in and the dates we go on or the people we choose to have sex with, all of that does play a role. And in that token that like being regretful, hurt gonna happen. And it goes back to, again, what Tori was talking about when it comes to ego, because I've been in that space. My ego was so strong where I'm not even finna, I know that our relationship is not helping neither one of us, but my ego so strong that I want to keep you to myself. And your ego so strong that you're willing to call my phone every day, no matter what. And like, that's like a dangerous attachment for real, for real.
Can I really say something? I really feel like the biggest epiphany I had through dating was my ego. Like,
okay.
If you literally
respect. I think for a woman to say that, that's like
literally, because going back to what Kay said, a lot of women feel like when they meet a guy and they like them, we want to control it. We want to feel like we want this to be what we want to be. But I have people I've dated and we are not in a relationship, but they still some of the closest people to me because I let my ego go and I focused on connection. Connection builds you. Connection makes you want to. Connection makes you thrive. Connection moves you. And we might not have a connection that's sexual and that's relationship wise,
but you my
because
dog.
that didn't work. But you my dog.
Yeah,
you can call me, and
I
made some of the best friends out of people I dated, and it didn't work out because I let my ego go. And I said, I'm gonna let you go find a person that's for you emotionally. But let me tell you something. You made such an impact on me that I want you at my own wedding.
But let me ask
you in my life some other way.
Would you like it though?
What about when it goes sour though, and you really wanted him though?
People be saying that they could be friends with their exes. Like, I could be cool with you, like hi, bye. But like, would you be okay if your dude like, yeah, I am cool with people I used to date?
I think it depends on how recent they are.
Because I'm not cool with people I used to date.
I think it depends on the boundaries. So like,
she said, "Yeah, I'm talking to you, nigga."
If you have to hide it from your partner, then don't do it. If you have a new partner and you feel like the person that you really attached to because y'all had a dating experience and y'all still friends, but you feel like it's something in there that you have to hide from your partner, then this person really can't be your friend while you maneuver in this relationship. And that's just out of respect because this is the person you chose to be your everyday person. Yeah. If you don't have to hide it from your partner and your partner can accept it and y'all can move through it, why can't this person still be in your life? So I think it's subjective, but I just really think once you let your ego go and you move off connection and you move off what move you, you're going to have some of the best experiences ever.
I'm not stop you real quick. So my boy, you feel like you got an ego?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel like all men got ego and pride issues.
Okay. Is it?
But I feel like I learned to let mine go at a younger age, for sure.
Really? At a younger age?
Yeah, for sure.
And what led you to letting your ego go as a young man?
At first, one of my close friends died. So, like, I remember, like, when I was in high school, I used to always be like, oh, man, somebody do me over wrong. It's F them for the rest of my life. I don't need them in my life. Yeah. Stuff. And then, like, when that experience kind of happened, I'm like, man, you never know when, you know, it might be your last day. So, like, why not be cool with somebody because over something, like, so small?
Yeah.
So, like, and then as I got older, you know, I got into, like, a real relationship when I got into college for real. And then I just, like, had to learn so much, like, things that I was, like, so okay with in high school. I was like, man, you know, F that, I ain't about to do this. I ain't changing me. I ain't changing that. But I realized like, I really liked the person I was with and stuff. And I really like had love for her and I loved her and stuff. So I was like, I gotta let like certain stuff go if I want this to work. So.
And Cammy, do you feel like it's easier or hard for you to put your ego to the side when it comes to things like that?
I feel like it's kind of like I could be self-aware. Like I know my flaws. Like I know all my red flags. So I could like know how to like maneuver my ego and stuff like that. But then there's some things that you're like, how did you treat me like this? Like you doing too much. You know what I mean? Like, so it could kind of be hard sometimes to put to the side. Like I have these certain expectations. Like I hold myself to a high standard. So it's like, if you're not doing that for me, it's like, that's crazy to me. And my ego will get in the way of that. But
do you feel like you ever stayed in something longer than you should have because your ego didn't want to let that person go?
Yes.
Ooh. And what have you learned from that experience?
Yeah, what do you get out of that?
It's like I don't even know if I learned anything yet. Like, you know, we still maneuvering, but I feel like you have to learn.
I like the way she's
still growing.
I'm still learning because it's like sometimes you got to be like, damn, like I really fuck with you, but like we have a lot of issues. But then it's like, but I don't connect with people easily. Like I don't just like I could like you for like 2 weeks, and then I'm like, all right. You know, like he's actually kind of corny, or like he's actually kind of boring, or like, you know, I'd rather be with my friends. I feel like if I'd rather be with my friends and hang out with you, then I don't want to be with you. that's how I feel. So
that's fair though. That's
so
fair.
if I could find someone that I really connect with, and like I could be like, damn, I guess I could put up with this red flag, but then you got to realize like what red flag is like gonna be the extent of it. Like you gonna keep putting up with it.
You gotta know your
that's
limit.
that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Like.
That's why she was asking about situationships.
Like I don't know, like it's really complicated because I've never been in I just got my first relationship.
So I've been seeing I saw something that was basically like if you're in a situationship, you don't really love yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to you. That's not what I'm saying. But
I feel like everybody done been in a situationship.
Right, but okay, so in that instance, do you feel like you really loved yourself? You giving something for something that you know you really want but can't get, but you gonna give this up?
I probably didn't realize, like looking back, it's like, girl, why was you dealing with that? But in the moment, I wasn't like, I love him. Like that, my man.
So I'll say this. I think the idea of self-love and self-knowledge can be conflated for real.
I wasn't knowledgeable.
Yeah, like being knowledgeable of yourself and loving yourself. Granted, they do correlate, but that don't necessarily mean they like mutually exclusive. So like
also age play a different. Like
age
I was
play a
young.
big role.
I ain't gonna I was like 5 years.
And understanding yourself. So like
but that come with knowing yourself. That's
what I'm saying. I was too young to realize like, girl, he ain't made with his girlfriend. He ain't doing
it. Like that in a long time. Like being a dude who like have dated people for a year, 2 years, and we dating and we didn't have no exclusive title. Like I had to go through and really think about, bro, what is you doing?
Wasting your own time.
I'm wasting my own time, but also I like how Serge, I'm appreciative that he was able to say, I'm scared. Like, I don't really know. Because being in that space, in that state of mind, it took me 2 years, 3 years of dating to realize, no, I'm just scared of being with somebody for real. But like, it take a lot of development and again, self-knowledge. And then where Serge is at is probably in that reanalyzing or reevaluation of what self-love actually is. Because once you know yourself and know where you at, you can then say, okay, how can I love myself to grow in this area for real? And so when you in a situationship, like being in that place where, oh, I really want to be with this person, but I know what we doing not best for me. And if I'm being real, it's probably not best for this person.
Right.
But this is how I get their time.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like,
what it be.
Is it worth it?
Time getting your time.
I think the self-love thing come from like people say a person gonna do what you allow. So you feel like, I feel like if you're in a situationship and you know you want a relationship and they're not giving it to you, you have to be knowledgeable enough to stand on what you want and walk away. And that's where the self-love come in. But I think for the other person, a lot of times people who are toxic, they're going to some people take,
and they know what to
say. Giving. They're gonna keep coming back. People will be like, "That man keep calling my phone, baby, because you keep answering."
And also with that though,
he won't call no more.
It still might call a little. It get real dangerous when it's like both of y'all are in that space and y'all kind of like reflecting each other for real. Because it's like we both pulling and tugging on each other, and we both not growing. We both want to be here, but we both need to not be here. And that's what it become. And it's also though when you add in like the idea of love and understanding love and belonging and attachment theory is like, I really want to be with this person and I do see a future with this person. I don't
know how to.
But I don't know how to.
All of this really come with age because we talking down on the situationships. But if we really gonna be honest,
I'm not mad at myself or her.
Like in the moment they were fun because we young, and that's the reason why like I feel like you should have fun when you young. So
young and turned.
But yeah, so now like that you older, how old is everybody? I'm about to turn 24.
24.
Yeah, we come at that age that you kind of are looking for a serious relationship. Yeah. So it's good to me to experience that young. I'd rather experience that young. I'm not trying to be 27 having a situation.
My situation phase was 21 through 23.
Okay.
And now I'm in a place where I really don't want a situationship. I really veer from it because
I don't think you ever wanted one though.
Nobody ever wanted.
Okay, okay, that's a good point.
Hold on, Jariah.
Hold
on, Jariah. I grew up with her.
Sir, shut up. Okay, let me tell you why I ended up in situationships. I date with intimacy. So I would get closest to people. I'm going to ask you the craziest questions. I want to get in your mind. I want to get close to you. So even before I even know I want a relationship with you, I have made people feel so close to me that they know they want a relationship with me, or that we're just so close and attached to each other now because I've been so intimate with you. I've showed you like relationship things, even though we're not in one. So I've ended up in relationships because of the way I date. That's when I realized boundaries. No, this person can't spend the night. No, you don't need to tell them that your mother was what she did when she was younger. And you really have to realize, like, when you're in a connection type of thing, of course you can be that vulnerable. But sometimes when you're in like, you're not walking in that connection, it's more so y'all just get knowing each other. You have to be careful of how much intimacy you show them, because people can get attached to you. Some people never had somebody tell them, how are you? I love you. I see you. Some people never grew up with that. So when you do that to somebody, it makes them feel like, oh, I want to be close to you. Yeah. But I'm still figuring out what I want. And it's like, oh, like I've hurt people. Yeah. I have hurt people.
This is her apology.
And I'm so sorry. No,
I apologize.
You was a victim.
I was hell at times because I showed you something and I knew I couldn't stand on that. I knew I didn't want a relationship with you, but I knew how I dated and I subjected you to that. And I apologize. You know what I'm saying? Now I have boundaries. Wow. And I know that I can't give my energy to everybody because my energy is special.
Yeah. And like as a water sign, people just be like attracted to you and like, yes. And they just want to be around you all the time. And you're like, damn, like, why do you want to be over here? Like, I'm not even doing nothing. You know what I mean? And then you got to realize, like, I can't give everybody this vibe. You know?
I wasn't like that. I'm the only child. I like my space.
I'm the youngest as well.
I'm the only child. I like my space. And also, like, I'm not gonna say I never like was deep with anybody before my boyfriend, but also I was raised like he ain't asked you to be his girlfriend, baby. That ain't your boyfriend. So like Tori said, it was some cases that I did want to be with certain dudes, and I'll ask them like, "What we doing? You don't want to do that? That's cool. I'm about to go. That's where dating comes. I'm about to go talk to somebody else." So it just all.
And speaking on how you was raised, I think that's come. I don't like the when people talk about like she's a hoe, da da da, or she like he da da da, because people weren't always taught. Like you said, you had a mentor that taught you like you shouldn't do that. Some people never had
23.
Right?
It's too late for that man. It's too far gone.
I feel like some people was hoes. Like when they say like your father wasn't in your life, they played a role because they looking for love. So it's like you haven't been given that love, so you find it in whatever way you could get it. So it's like that's how people end up in situationships, and people be like, "How do you accept that?" But it's like all you've ever known.
And even with the situationships, is like for me, a lot of that started because I knew I wanted to date, but I knew I didn't want a relationship. I called that like dating for fun. No, listen, being in college, bro. Let's talk about
doing it for the plot.
College is a metaverse.
Being in college was like a simulation for me. For real. Yeah. It's like, all right, I know what I do. I know what I have fun doing. And really, college was so weird. I was just talking about this with like some little homies. Being in college was weird because when we talk about dating, like actually taking a woman to this restaurant or going to have a picnic or going to the beach to actually go do something. To be real, at least from my college experience, none of that was necessary for quote unquote dating. None of that was necessary for having sex.
Come through the door.
I'm finna send you
let's go to
Rosie. Exactly.
You're doing nicer than mine. Oh yeah, here I come.
Oh yeah.
So, like, all of that.
You got a TV in that joint?
With that being your first experience of relationships, that distorts your whole mindset of thinking about how to show up for somebody. So when I'm dating and now once I graduated and now living on my own and within my own space, I had to relearn, like, bro, she want to actually hang out with you.
Yeah, why you play the game? Hell no.
If you got this event, bring her with you, my G. Like, I had to learn that. And again, like I said, that I didn't really start tapping into asking my mentors, I wouldn't even say my mentors, but asking older men who were successful in my eyes, those types of questions until I got older. And so 18 to 22, 23, I'm just doing what I saw growing up. I'm just doing what I see my homies do. And without that guidance, it's going to automatically distort your idea. So when it came to situationships, it was like, well, I know I don't really have the equipment to like date and be in a relationship, but I like her vibe. I like being around her for real. She like being around me. And again, dating wasn't dating right then. So it was like, she want to pull up to the crib 3 times a week. That's perfectly fine with me. You know what I mean?
Tori, I'm going to let you finish your point.
Education system for putting a whole bunch of 18-year-olds on a campus this morning.
Yeah.
No, for real, crazy.
This caused all this trauma.
I love you, college.
Shout out to America's
If
education
I could do it
system.
over again, I
do want to
would.
pivot a little bit because what I'm about to ask also kind of played on something that we talked about. So I kind of want to know, what is the worst thing that you told a partner? And basically after, it could be while y'all were together or after y'all broke up. I'll start. So
Out loud?
basically one of the most hurtful things that you said, if keep it PG. Yeah, so I'm gonna go first and then I'm gonna let y'all go from there. So I remember one of the worst things, and the reason why I'm asking this is because it comes with knowing yourself, loving yourself, and also being able to understand that person maybe didn't lack those same things. They maybe didn't know themselves or love themselves the same way they may today or the way they should have been. I know for me, and it's crazy I even said this, I did say to somebody, like, ain't nobody gonna love you the way I do.
Niggas love saying that.
Yeah.
Niggas love saying
That's
that.
a good one.
Crazy thing is though, when I said it, I meant it though. Like I said it and I meant
That
it with
could be
my
true,
whole
though.
chest. I meant that with my whole chest. But that's that was extremely unfair for me to say. And I'm not necessarily saying it just because I want to apologize, but I have realized with time being removed from it, I really said that. And if somebody would have said that
ego.
like if somebody would have said that to me, it's like, what? Because I was thinking about it on my way up here actually. I'm thinking, okay, I'm saying that, but now as I'm getting over this person or not dealing with this person anymore, it's like, it's probably somebody out there better for me. So for me to think it's not somebody better for them is naive.
Crazy.
And it's unfair for me to say that. So yes, exactly. So for me to say that can also put them in a
Very
deficit
manipulative.
kind of mindset. It's like, okay, well, if you say no one's going to ever love me as much as you do, and then I go to anywhere else, then I'm not supposed to expect the most
More?
love or
Yeah.
the capacity from this other person. That's not fair. So, and the fact that I even said that is crazy.
I got a question. Did she come back to you after that? Like, kept coming back to you? Because like I would think like, wow, ain't nobody gonna love me. I might as well stay with him. Now I wouldn't think that, but
This is a
something else
person.
might.
I mean, this is a person I've dated multiple times
Yeah.
before. But even still, it's like, why?
Why would you say
Why?
that?
Yeah. Why did I say that? But I know I meant that.
Did you mean it with negative connotations, or did you really?
Because
mean it?
sometimes
No.
it can be
You
true.
love her so much.
Like, who
that
better for
nobody
you
else-
than me, for real?
No.
Because that's how I be feeling.
No,
Who
when
better
I
for
said
you than me?
when I said it, I was like, if you let me, I promise you, I will fill this whole world with your dreams. Like I will basically do
That sounds like a
everything
good
I
thing,
can.
then.
And but even still,
I
that's
can see
not
how it can still
fair
be
to
taken
say
away,
that.
yeah.
Because it's like
Yeah.
you doing worse if you leave me.
Yeah.
And people really feel that when they say that stuff.
Ain't
And
no
I just
telling what
know-
she thinking in her mind and stuff like that too.
Huh?
I said it's no telling what she thinking in her mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me to say that I was just thinking about that on the way up here, and I said, "Dang, bro, that was bad. I shouldn't have said that."
Yeah.
But I really meant it, and I did mean the best. But even still, that doesn't make it okay for me to say. So that's my example. And yes, I apologize to this person, but still, that's my example. So what are some things that you have said that you feel like you have realized now that you were in the wrong, and you've grown from that, and you wish that you didn't say that?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't be saying nothing mean.
I could say a bunch of things.
You ain't never said nothing mean.
I'm very brutally honest. Like you can ask.
And some
me
people
a
take that as
honest
mean
truth.
though.
But like I don't remember. I can't remember me saying like something so mean to a dude.
Oh, well then
before.
good for you. Shoot. I mean,
Serge, what about you?
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I probably never said anything like as deep as that for real. For real.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. Like
I
if
feel like a terrible
if I'm insulting somebody, I'm probably trying to get like, all right, what's gonna sound funny if I say it out loud in front of a bunch of people.
Not mean.
So like I never did anything. I think I called somebody a crackhead before on some spice. Like I'm dead serious. Though. That's probably like the worst
That's
thing.
intense.
Or I probably been like dismissive towards
Okay.
somebody's, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Some you tripping or you know that's probably the worst." It's not, 'cause
I
had a
I really
moment.
don't.
Gaslighting?
Probably, I probably just at the
True.
time I already thought like, man, this girl, she,
I-
you know, she,
okay.
but I never really try to like hurt somebody's feelings.
Okay.
I've called somebody out their name before. Like
Okay.
I've called a dude. Can I say?
Sure.
Okay, I've called a dude a bitch before.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably like a bitch
And
or
to
a
me,
bitch
that's
ass
not.
nigga.
I mean, different men's, react to
Yeah,
that
different men
differently.
take that
but
differently, yeah.
from a female.
For him, that could have been extremely deep. I know if you said that to me, I'm gonna laugh. I'm like, is that all you got?
Yeah, he called me it back, and honestly, like, I'm not saying I don't nobody just be calling me out my name, but the fact that I called you that and he called me that, I'm like, damn, I probably did deserve it. Because why would I just call a man a bitch?
Y'all making me feel hella toxic because I've said some crazy.
So,
that's
and the reason why I'm asking.
Yeah, I need to hear that.
Let me explain one more time. The reason why I'm asking is because this is something that you did, but hopefully you're not in that place anymore.
Yeah, growth and
So are you
development.
able to at least analyze and say, yeah, this is something I did.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever do that again.
My problem is like I'm a Cancer, so I'm like really emotional. So once I get like mad, I know I'm a Cancer is not an excuse, but it plays a big role. I get mad and I go like really crazy. Like I'll be like, I'm gonna let you hear my mind. And now I'm also a subtweeter, which I'm really trying to leave in 2023. So I'll go on Twitter and I'll be like, beep at nigga I'm gonna say some crazy shit, or I'm gonna retweet something that I know is gonna have you. That's just how I am. Because it's like if you hurt me a certain way, I'm gonna try and hurt you. Like,
do you
just
ever
like
tell them that they hurt you though?
Yeah.
Hold on, I got a quick.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, you got me fucked up. Like, and then but I feel like I only act like that once I feel like you treat me like that. Because I don't do it first, I do it worse.
So look,
how do you communicate that hurt though?
Hold
Like
on.
before you like start snapping back at them, like how do you communicate
So
that hurt?
I will communicate like I start off soft. Like I'll be like, I feel like you really hurt my feelings, and I feel like you didn't Okay. So then once you like dismiss my feelings, or let's say you're not receptive of them, then it's gonna turn to anger. And then I'm like, well, you know what? F you. Like, and that's why, like, I'm going to say some crazy shit. Because if you say some crazy shit to me and I'd be like, damn, I was just expressing my feelings to you. And you just said F my feelings. Then it's like, all right. You better stand on that. And I'm going to take it to the next level.
Hold on. Yeah. Side note. So look, like, I don't mean to get off track, but I remember like, so we all went to Kent, like majority of us, except for Kayla, but we went to Kent together and stuff. So I remember when we was like 18, Cam, don't think I'm trying to put you on blast, but this girl, right, y'all, she made a full presentation.
The PowerPoint.
A PowerPoint.
Addressing the already addressed.
Yeah, like addressing like while she was about to cut this dude off. And I remember it was just so funny to me. Like she had a full presentation ready to show this guy.
Yeah, I just do too much.
That's not bad. That's a lot.
I do too much.
That's comical though. I ain't gonna lie.
That's comical.
If I was due, I'd be like, dang.
But yeah,
I would have been hurt.
I
didn't show it to him. But like, I love hard, so it's like and I give a lot. So it's like if I feel like you're not, I'm gonna be like, all right, first of all, I feel like you got me effed up, and this is why. So I made a little PowerPoint presentation, and I never showed it to him, but I did make it nonetheless. No, I didn't know. My friends was like, girl, that's crazy.
I'm very careful of what I say when I'm angry. I'm a very calm person. If you've seen me angry before, I mean, you pissed me off because, Kimmy, have you ever seen me enraged? No, and I've been friends with her for 7 years, for 6 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, I honestly hate to get deep, but I think the worst thing I've ever said to somebody was I love them before I was able to be ready to show them.
Oh, okay.
Before I was ready to show up for them. You know, when I was in college, my last relationship, like me and him got into arguments and I got upset, but I really think the worst thing I ever did was like say I love you as a form of manipulation to basically make up for the things I did that was wrong. Because just because I love you doesn't mean I'm loving you. One is a noun and one is an action. And you have to be able to back that up. So I think for me now, I love people effortlessly. Like I'll be like, oh, I really like them. I love them, and I'll say it. But I've learned it's that boundary thing to stop saying that when I know I'm not ready to show up for that word, for them words.
Yeah, growing up, bro, I was taught like heavy on love. Like even one of my closest friends growing up, like she'd be like, we'd be about to hang up. She'd be like, all right, love you, and I'm like,
that's
all right,
me.
see you later.
Right.
Click. And like,
I love you to everybody before I hang up.
She'd come in my neck about that, but like love to me growing up, I remember 7, 8 years old, and I was talking to one of my parents, and I was like, what do love mean? And love was like, it mean you die for them. Like you take a bullet for them. And I don't know. I'm not dying for you. You know what I mean? So like after understanding that, me and the love word, like I'm very like careful to say I love somebody. Like I actually I wouldn't say got into it, but with one of my exes, like she was trying to, we was sitting there in the house and she was like, I love you. And I was just sitting, I was paralyzed, like paralyzed. And she had nudged me like, I love you.
I got a question.
And I'm like,
it's like you're trying to force it out of me.
I don't want to lie.
Damn.
And it was like,
because for you, love meant something else.
It meant something else.
Like you said, I'm not
and
dying
I'm not
for you.
gonna lie to you.
Love.
Yeah.
It's phases to love, and I think for you, love is like that phase of just so much deep and it's emotional. So you
got my everything.
For her, it was easier for her to say it because for her, love is just more so of like
A feeling.
love being around you. I love your presence. I love who you are. So I love you. For you, it's like no, I die for you.
I die for you, and I think that's where, like you said, it being subjective, it played that big role of, when I tell you I love you, that means you got everything. Anything I got is yours. And I think that's really important to me. And I'm not just finna say that to anybody for real. And so in that same token though, I had to learn. I like what you talked about when it came down to boundaries. Y'all all talked a little bit about boundaries when it come to dating. And this goes into the question. So it was this girl I was dating, and we was at this place, at this event, and she was doing some stuff I didn't like. And ultimately, long story short, it came down to a conversation of me talking to her about it. And I told her that, like, bro, that was embarrassing. Like, you embarrassing.
Oh.
And at the time, I couldn't even, part of it was ego. Also, part of it was thinking about how everybody else was paying attention to me. And I think that as a creative, as a person who might be known in some areas or whatever, I keep in mind the people I'm around because ultimately that is a reflection of me. Yeah. So I do like being able to recognize now, like, I shouldn't have said she was embarrassing. Like, I could have came around and thought a little bit deeper and say, you know, I feel like when me and you are together, there's a certain representation that I have to uphold. And being in that space of dating somebody, I need you to be mindful of the people we're around. And I get, though, like, her point of view at that time was more so of, like, well, I'm your person, so you got to protect me regardless. And they're like, I get it, but, like,
not
shorty,
when acting like a fool.
Not when.
Tell them when they wrong.
And so
that's love.
I did feel bad though, calling her embarrassing because then it was like,
that would hurt.
you know what I mean? So,
I think it's important to say.
If you seeing this, I do apologize for real because calling you embarrassing, that was rude. I didn't have to go that far.
I feel like dudes don't understand. It's like it's how y'all say it,
how you say it.
Okay.
Because like, oh my gosh, y'all, my boyfriend told me you need to dress like a girlfriend. I'm like,
what you saying? You just like now?
I quit. That's crazy.
And oh my god. And if you follow me, Tori, I can come in a suit and I can come in some shorts. I can dress. I love to dress. But he could just say, like, you know, babe, like, you can wear something different sometimes. But honestly, I didn't really take offense to it because I know I can.
Did he mean you was dressing provocative, or did he mean like you wasn't doing enough?
Oh, girl, he ain't say I wasn't doing enough. But I know my taste. Like, my taste has been grown since I was a kid. Like, my dad even said, like, when you have a daughter, like, beware of that. That's something I know I'm going to have to deal with. But it's just like, you know, men think something in their head, like, okay, I wish she never would have wore that.
Yeah.
But he said, I'm not just like a girlfriend. I feel like I dress like a very good girlfriend.
I think it's important.
That comes down to conversation between y'all and really the communication, the intentional communication.
It's the tone.
It's so... And that comes from y'all too, though. From ladies, women.
No, that's right. Because my dad can be very stern with me. I'm like, Daddy.
Okay. Let's not do that.
It is.
Let's not do that. Because a lot of the times, so us men, I would say that a lot of times we get spoken to crazy and
so
are expected
speak to other people crazy. Yeah.
Where did I just say it came from?
Don't nobody talk to me crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
But what I'm saying is, growing up as men, it seems like
people dog. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Just take it
because we supposed to take it. Okay, that's fair.
So if we supposed to just take that, you know, being talked to crazy, and then, like I said, where it came from, a lot of the times, because if we say, I know, so a lot of people say women are emotional. And women typically are more in tune with their emotions than some men. I'll say that.
I think they're taught to.
Right. You're taught to, you're raised to. So these are things that we have to unlearn, have to relearn, all that. So I think that's good for both of us. If y'all are more in touch with that, maybe have that conversation. Because I think that's important for us as guys.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like, honestly, you know how Tori just said that we're taught to be in our emotions. I feel like men are the reason why they're not really in tune with their emotions. And the reason why I say that is because We can pull up a podcast clip and here go a man. You're never supposed to talk to your wife. She never supposed to see you cry. She never supposed to do that.
Okay.
Why?
You think that's an
about
extreme?
what you consume.
Do you think that's an extreme, or you think that's actually the norm?
I think that a man that says that was taught that.
So
he's just
it's about what you consume, though.
Repeating what he was taught.
What he was taught, but then it's like at some point these be grown men. They don't be 23, 24-year-olds. These be grown men. At some point you gotta think outside of your household.
But I think
I feel like being grown don't mean nothing though.
You also
experience men in the area that you are.
It is some men. It is some men that do like, I can't talk about my feelings, and after they talk to me, like they done told me their whole life story. And then it's some men that just naturally like, okay, I can't talk to you. Like I have male friends that open up to me, and just people that I did date before. So it just depends. But I feel like men are hard on themselves. Like y'all the reason sometimes that y'all feel like y'all can't open up.
I won't disagree.
I think that
I won't disagree with that.
Let me say this. I think that when you get into a relationship, as women, we want a man to be vulnerable, so we offer that safe space. But if he's never experienced that at home with a mother or auntie or sister, it's hard for him to believe your safe space when nobody else ever made him believe it. It's a learned behavior. Like Cammie just said, I think sometimes being grown will have a lot to do with it. I do believe in being able to have that emotional awareness and knowledge to grow your own emotions and learn the behavior. But sometimes it's so hard for men to do that, because a lot of times men grow up saying, no, boys don't cry, or, shrug it off like that's little shit, but to them it's bigger, you know? And they're never taught to like be in tune with that. So they get in a relationship with a woman, and we like, you can be soft with me, you can give it all to me, you can tell me everything. No, I ain't about to do that. And he like,
looking at you sideways.
So Serge, do you feel like you have a hard time opening up?
Probably when I was in like high school, but like I said, like I grew out of that stage like quick. Like I'll tell a girl quick how I feel. Like I'll keep it a book for like I really don't find that problem for no more. Like
I
feel like opening up is easy. No.
You say the same?
It do depend on the woman. Like it depend on. So I had a conversation a few months ago. As an artist,
I don't want to be rude. I do want you to.
You got a lot of conversation.
Just a little bit. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
So there's a vulnerability that is done.
Yeah.
That's easy. And then there's a vulnerability that's deeper.
Yeah.
So that vulnerability that I don't mind talking about is easy. But to know me and know me deeply, that take a little bit more work. And it's not just off of, oh, you could talk to me. You gotta be around me and get to know the ugly parts.
And I think that makes sense, because I don't think that would be wild to say the same for y'all. It's probably something that it's easy to share. Yes, as you being vulnerable, but it's easier for you to share that thing. But the secret that you thought you was gonna take to the grave, come on.
Oh no, we all got stuff we take to the grave.
That's gonna take some time.
That's why I'm going to the grave.
And I also feel like men, like it's not just like how we were raised. It's generation and generation. Like from like the 1800s, men have always had like their patriarchy. Like women just started to be able to do our own thing. So like for us to expect men to come in here and be like, oh, I'm emotionally sensitive, they just started to get over like. Our grandparents were like only together because women couldn't do nothing else. So it's like at this point, it's like, rights. It's like, so men are having to learn a lot. And it's like, it's not an excuse for it, but like a lot of men aren't willing to take the effort to like be like, okay, like I need to break the stereotypes. I need to break the cycle that's been going on for generation and generation, because it's really hard to do because it's not what you guys have been taught. It's not what has been instilled in us since we were like, in our genes.
And we are our ancestors. I truly believe that. That's a certain type of energy that runs through men from what they went through in the past, especially black men. And it's a certain type of energy that runs through women from our ancestors. Like I believe everything we are has already been done. So it's like I do believe breaking that stereotype and breaking that, cycle is it is hard. So I do agree with you.
And it takes a lot of work, because my dad at 50 years old, I saw him have a whole like personal development. Like it was like I knew my dad, he would be angry, he would go all these things, he would be mad for like a week, and then he was realizing his blood pressure was getting higher. Like he didn't want to communicate, he didn't like talking about his feelings, and he realized I was just like, you can't go on like that. Like it was what he was taught, and he wanted to break the stereotype. Like he's like, my dad never told me I loved you, but he tells my brother I love him. And he's like is trying to take that development to like not let people get under his skin, build a relationship with my mom, communicate better. And he did all this at 50.
That's good at 50.
Yeah.
It's good that he got that on his everything everything in
Right.
his heart out.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
because like his whole life, and I would tell my mom like, my dad is not gonna change, like da 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 da. But like when you see someone actually change, you like, okay, you just have to actually want to do it bad enough that you're like going to break that
that's
cycle.
healthy
Right,
there.
you want to act. You have to actually want to express yourself. Like
Yeah.
I feel like some men, like y'all said, sometimes they don't know how, but it is some that just want to be a macho man, and it's like relax.
Want to be Timothy so bad.
Relax.
Say
So,
him.
because I mean, it's only one of us as of right now that is in a relationship. So, would you say that when you're in a relationship, you lean toward being more healthy or lean toward being more toxic?
Not who want to be in a toxic relationship? I
But I'm
could say
saying,
single.
I'm just saying, you're the only one that's in a relationship.
It could be like
Is that how you've been actually acting? That's mainly what I'm asking. Do you feel like your relationships, even though most of us are not in one, do you feel like they were at least healthy?
The relationship I'm in now is very healthy.
Okay.
Good.
So I would say that it leans toward, most of the time I would say it leans toward healthy, but there might be some toxic aspects.
Yeah, we
and
all
again,
mess
that
up
might be because I was
sometimes.
ignorant to certain things or wasn't aware of certain things. I know some people are just in straight toxic. They just like that.
Yeah,
they
some
love
people like
they love
it.
They love it. So
That's
so what would you
stressful
say?
though.
They love to
What would you
hustle.
say? What would you say, Serge?
My last relationship, I stressed that girl out. I did.
That's accountability, though.
Yeah, I did. I ain't gonna play, man.
It is.
I most definitely put that girl through the ringer.
On purpose, or do you think
Not
it was
on
just-
purpose for sure. It was just me
Was
being
you aware
young.
of it when you was in the middle of it, though?
Not in the middle. Like as I got older, I was like, man, like I really did that, and she really like forgave me. I'm like, damn, I was
Aw.
tripping. So yeah, apologies to her for sure.
Okay. Cammy.
I think I want to be healthy real bad. But sometimes I lean towards being more toxic because as I said, I am very emotional. So I'll get mad and I'll be like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. And and want to break up after every little thing. And then I had to realize that was my problem in my little like situationships before I got in a relationship. I would always be like, I'm done with you. And I'd be like, you know what? I was just upset. And then you can only do that so many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can find myself definitely being more toxic than healthy. But I'm trying to just be like, okay, like breathe and think before I speak, because sometimes I just speak first.
I had to learn that, like going off what you just said, like in the beginning of my relationship, like when you single, yeah, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
I'm bye. But you can't do that in a relationship. And like you just said, my friends had to tell me, like, girl, you cannot keep leaving him. Or like, you can't keep
Because
sitting up
they ain't gonna
there.
stop taking you seriously.
Yeah, you can't. I couldn't keep saying like, okay, like we're done. Like you just made me mad. We're done. So I will say that's something that I learned early on in my relationship, and just like that was like kind of my single side still trying to like stay in me. You cannot. You know how people be like, we always go back and forth. That's not raw. Like that's not okay. So we've been real strong though.
Period.
Tori, what would you say your answer is? That laugh is saying a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Fun. I think you're really just having fun. You learning yourself.
I mean, I think I know
Does
myself
having
a lot
fun
more
got to be
now.
toxic though?
But no, it
No,
don't.
no,
what
no.
I'm
You
saying.
don't. You don't.
I think that I definitely have my having fun stage. Am I still having fun? Yes, my life is fun. I think that
That was nice.
because sometimes a negative conversation with what she just said.
Yeah.
I think that my relationships has always leaned towards true intimacy, and but I think that in the past they lean towards attachment, and I don't want to be attached to somebody. I want to be connected to somebody. And I think the attachment made it toxic because it was more so at a time when we was no longer growing each other and learning in love, and we was being resentful in love. It got toxic, and it was hard for me to unattach myself from that because I was attached to them. I was attached to their presence, to them holding me at night, to their conversations, to them knowing that, okay, this attachment is not helping me grow. So now when I, meet people and I like them, I try to move with transparency, with I want to tell you how I feel, I want to know how you feel, and I want us to be honest. So from here on out, I'm moving on love and on connection and on being healthy. In the past, have it got toxic? Yes, I was young. I didn't know nothing about myself, and I definitely didn't know nothing about love.
Okay. And then Khalil.
I'll say since 2022, I've been a lot more intentional.
Okay.
It don't necessarily mean I haven't had my toxic moments, but I've definitely been a lot more intentional with healthy. But healthy hurt too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Healthy hurt.
That's a
like even
that's
when
like
you
a-
doing the right thing, it's like, dang, shorty,
It's still
I'm not
gonna
even
hurt.
trying to be rude or nothing, but it's just like
I don't want you. I can't have you right now.
But I
Yeah.
think, because I mean, saying healthy hurts. I don't want to say it hurts.
It do. The
It's
truth
it
hurts
just-
sometimes.
It kind of forces you to be better, which
Yeah.
can be uncomfortable.
It's a good
Healthy
hurt.
can be
Yeah,
good,
it's a good hurt.
and uncomfortable. A good hurt is crazy. But it can be
Like a
makes you
tattoo.
uncomfortable.
Oxymorons.
Yeah. But
Okay, teacher.
so
but you grow in uncomfortability too, though.
exactly.
And that's one thing.
And I would rather grow in that than toxicity.
And sometimes that healthy, at the end of those toxic relationships, is like a light went off for me. Like, no,
And
I would rather you, like you said, when you think about somebody, oh, ain't nobody gonna love you better than me. You know what? Maybe somebody will love you better than me.
yourself.
And I just had to go through that though. Like, I don't care. I'm airing my business out. My last relationship, I was very, very attached to him. Even in my single life, it was still times I would call that man. We were on the phone for hours. Like, that was my best friend, and he's in a new relationship. And she loved that man. And I had to realize that she's probably loving him better than I did at 21. And it has a lot to do with age, but also just personality differences. Like, me and him, it was just not meant for us to be together no more at that time. And I'm very happy for him. Like, I
That's
don't
mature.
I was
never
gonna
want
say that's so mature.
and
Sure.
I'm so happy for him because
I'd be like,
I love
ugh.
him so much that I wanted him to find the type of love that he deserved.
Aw.
And I hope he loved me enough that when my man come, he ain't sitting up here with a,
Exactly.
no, I want you to smile real loud and proud.
Aw.
Because we deserve that. Like, we loved each other and it ended and it was beautiful and it's okay that it's over.
How do y'all know when it's like, okay, we've given all we could do? It's like this point where it's
When
like,
the problems keep coming up, like I'm not about to keep talking to you about the same
That's a
thing.
really good question.
Mm.
Ugh.
But
We just not working.
but then at the same time, relationships are hard. So, you know, like people's parents went through trials and tribulations, but it's like, then you'd be like, well, it wasn't that bad. And then you'd be like, but I'm going through the same shit. But then you'd be like,
because then you mess around and leave the relationship.
Yeah,
and
then-
everything you deal with after that makes you
It-
think,
but
you know
you know,
what?
damn, I should've
coulda
stayed with my
tried
nigga.
harder.
Like,
I think
you know your
that
limits,
separation
though.
is
You know your
sometimes
limits.
imperative to realizing that. Like, when you go back to saying, how do you know when you did all you can do? I think when you're at that point of like,
You can't get no
your
more.
peace of mind is literally being compromised to the point where you're saying to yourself, if the words come out your mouth, I'm not happy, and you
need
say
to
that,
leave.
and after you say that, it's not nothing changing. You
Okay.
might not be able to be happy with this person right now. Now, if you go through a separation phase and then down the line y'all come back together, better people, better to, you know, nourish the relationship and bring it back to life and grow it again, then
Yeah.
that's different. But sometimes that separation is healthy.
yeah.
I feel like your peace. I've always said like, I have a book, Never Settle Your Metal, and I always say, do not stay in anything that's not keeping you happy or bringing you peace. If your peace is interrupted, like if you wake up every day mad and you gotta
Miserable.
see how you treat your family, see how you treat your friends. If you sitting up here bringing that anger that's in your relationship out into the world, you gotta let it go.
Yeah.
See, I have because this has been a great conversation. I do have one last question, and that kind of touches on it as well. As far as our own peace as who we are as people, because who we are is going to show up with our relationship with ourselves, as well as the relationship that we're going to have with somebody else. So I want to ask everybody, even you, Kayla, do you all feel like you are doing what is necessary for you to heal? I'm not saying you're going to be healed, because healing is an ongoing process, but do you feel like you're doing what is necessary for you to heal?
Yes, I feel like I was healed from. That's the reason why I was ready to date when I met my boyfriend, is because I healed from my past experiences. And I think for me, accountability is a part of healing, as well as, at least for women, you got to accept the apologies that you're never going to get. Like, I don't care. I forgive everybody what they did to me and all of that. Once you can stand strong on that and you're not mad. Well, I ain't going to say mad because emotions come, but you just got to take accountability. I was bored. That's the reason why I was like dating like that. And it's accept the apologies. For me, that helped me.
Okay. Serge, you got a response to that? Or do you feel like you're doing the things that help heal you? Whether that's the gym, because you know me and you used to go to the gym. So I'm just saying that's for
For
me,
some people, that's
something that helps me. I know I'm working on myself and I'm bettering myself. So is that something for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like for me, I'm a real selfish guy. Like every day is a me day. So
Period.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, was that your answer?
Yeah.
right. All right, Tammy.
I think for me, like, I'm doing the things that heals me, because it's like, as I said, I just got out of a relationship like not too long ago. And when I first got out of it, I'm like super sad. Like, oh my God, my heart, like every day crying and stuff. So then it's like, cause it's like my ex-boyfriend was like one of my best friends at the same time. So it's like, I was thinking like, damn, so not talking to him, I was like sadder than it's like if we were just talking as like friends or whatever. So it's like when you like, so it's like now I could heal and like we could like be in contact and like, you know, keep talking or whatever. But it's like, we're not like together or anything. It's like still having my life. So it's like, it can help you heal because you're like, you can talk about the things that are downfall of your relationship. Because if you just have to process stuff on your own sometimes, you can process it completely different. Because I'll be like, when you said this to me, I thought you didn't love me. And he'd be like, that's not what I meant at all. Like, you know what I mean? And you could get over that internal stuff. So you could start to be like, okay, well, either like, you know, we could work this out or like not, you know what I mean? But either way, you're going to heal from it. And like the relationship could be like a friendship or, you know, or you realize it doesn't work. But it still helps you heal.
I don't think you can be friends with somebody you was in love with.
I think it depends on the type of love.
I think it depends on the type of friendship.
Tori, I would like for you to answer the question.
Absolutely. Like yesterday I was on the phone and with my friend and I said, I've never felt so found. Like this space I'm in my life as a 24-year-old woman where I'm walking in my career, but I'm also walking in passion projects. I'm meeting people. I'm pouring into me. I'm journaling. Like it's the little things, like I'm telling you, like just having a calendar in my room, you know, the relationships I make with my students, you know, meeting new people at poetry events, just pouring into me. Like if I don't have nobody else in my garden right now, why not water my own flowers? You know what I'm saying? Because when my flowers grow to abundance, the right person's gonna see them and God's gonna bring them this way, like this the garden you need to be in. Yeah. And come spread your seeds. That's and let her and y'all can grow a garden together. So it's like I feel like in the place I'm in my life right now, I stand on what I want. I'm not afraid to walk away from that nothing that don't serve me. Like I feel like I'm just in the energy of like me because I have to because there's nobody else here, you know. So it's like I'm young, I'm in my 20s, I'm successful. It's in my opinion, and I'm still reaching for more success, but I can say that I feel like everything I've ever done led me up to this point that I'm in now, and I feel like I'm healing, so God, send a man.
Amen.
Okay. Khalil, man.
Yeah, certainly. I think that for me, healing came down to clarity, like not just peace or joy, but coming down to clarity, being mentally clear, emotionally clear. And a lot of that, spending a lot of time with God, spending time with my friends, spending time with the people who feed me, and spending a lot of time with myself. And because when you're in a relationship, it's not that those things aren't present, but you focused on that person a lot of the time. And that's one area of healing for me, recognizing that just because I'm in a relationship with this person don't mean there's got to be everything for real.
Like you don't start neglecting yourself.
Yeah, no, I can't neglect home. I can't neglect this body for real. So,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I would also say that I am doing, everything necessary, still learn what that is, but doing some things to help myself heal, absolutely. Work out consistently. Shout out my boy. He gave me a shout out on that, whatever. But I do that. I actually got baptized.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
That.
I want to get baptized when I have a child.
Me too.
So,
shout out to God.
I got
Shout out to God.
baptized, and ever since then, I feel like I've been trying to do things a lot different. It was very recent, but even still, I've been trying to make sure I'm actually more conscious of certain things. I've become very, very conscious of things. So, but at least I know I'm taking the steps. So yeah, I definitely feel like I'm doing what is necessary. But I also want to say thank y'all. This has been really good. I don't think any of us was for sure where this was gonna go, but I feel like I took it some places I wanted it to go. We also came back to some places that I wanted to be at. And I want to say thank y'all again for being guests. Tori, thank you for being the second time guest.
Thank you.
Thank you for being the first time.
Yes.
Right, thank you.
And I want to say thank you to the audience. Thank you to the watcher, the listener of this episode. I hope that you've been able to take something away. I hope that you've learned something about love, vulnerability, relationships, healing, all these different things, because they are all very important parts of your life. They're going to be very important parts of your life. And I think that we've provided some good insight today. So again, I want to say thank y'all one more time. Appreciate you for tuning in. That has been your episode. Peace out.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, high key. I do got y'all a couple things.
I do too.
All right, yeah. Happy Black History Month.
Period.
For sure. Shout out to God. We made it here. We about to
Yeah.
make it back home safe. VCN Clothing.
Shout out to
shop
them.
BCN.
My boy
Shout out
birthday
to
was
mine.
yesterday. LGG
Yeah,
Rose. Go download the mixtape, son. You know, like, subscribe,
Get you
Jariah
a
stuff. You feel me? You know, I'm
Yeah.
shout everybody out,
Gotta
man.
put his niggas on.
You feel me? And what else? Oh, shout out to the Qs. You know, I gotta say that.
Of course.
Woof, woof, bark, bark. You know.
Da,
Yeah. Oh,
da,
follow me on Instagram
da,
@_splurge. Yeah, that's it.
All right, bet.
My name is Kayla, but y'all can call me K Rose or whatever. You can follow me on Instagram at Media girl spelled GURLL. And you can like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back to Reality Pie. And yeah.
You know what's so crazy?
What?
I did not know that was you. Like this whole time
Y'all,
we've been
I've
sitting
been
here.
getting noticed all around the city. I did not know people watch my
Yeah, I did not know it was you. But
yes,
follow me on Instagram, Cammy Baby with 3 Y's, KAMMI Baby with 3 Y's. That's all I have to say. Period.
If you love poetry and you want to hear a very enthusiastic and seductive voice, follow me on Instagram at only1Tori. The one is spelled out because I'm a words person, not a numbers person. I'm also a teacher, so I give a lot of teacher content. You
Check
see
out that episode, by the way.
Yeah, follow me. Only1Tori. Tori is spelled with a Y, not an I. Thank
For the
you.
sweet seductive voice
Period.
of Tori.
Hey y'all, I'm Khalil, or Just Cuz. If y'all like poetry, like Tori said, I don't got no sweet seductive voice or nothing like that.
Yes, he do.
But it's a time and place for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But follow my team at the Sparrow's Fortune, THE. I hope y'all know how to spell Sparrow's Fortune. If you want to come and enjoy open mic and share a couple of your own words, follow poetry.unplugged. And we have shows all around Cleveland. And last but not least, you can follow me, Just Cuz, JUST.C.O.S. That's all on Instagram, and all of the extra links to websites and merch and all that stuff. Tap in with me.
Period.
So,
Hold on.
And
Hold on.
Oh
shout out to
my gosh.
Jariah
Oh yeah.
because this whole platform, bro, I appreciate
Oh, I
it.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Hold on.
Shout out to Jariah, man.
Yeah, shout out to
Thank
Jariah. Oh yeah, and I'm a coach now too, y'all. So
Period.
shout out to my boys. You know, we got a track meet tomorrow. We about to do something big this year in
Yes,
track
good luck,
season.
nephew.
Yeah,
I love you.
yeah, her nephew on the team too. I'm assistant coach of track team. Warrensville High
that's
School. You
raw.
know, feel me? And
That is
football
serious.
season, so I'm
Okay.
coach. Shout out to the football team. You feel me? Know my boys. We about to make some noise.
Coach, you didn't talk.
Listen, all right. So ironically, I guess y'all didn't know I was gonna plug all y'all, but y'all still did plug yourselves. So I do appreciate y'all for that. I was gonna plug everybody, but thank y'all again. And again, thank you to the watcher and the listener of this episode. I hope that you've been able to take something away from this. And this has been your episode. Peace out.
Thank you.
Deuces.